question. In 1971, I graduated from high school, and I signed a professional baseball contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. And I had 2 good years with them, and what happened there is that they released me right there. They had the energy crisis going on, and they had a lot of good ball players, and they make a decision on whether or not they feel that you have the potential talent or the talent right at that time for your age category in order to make the big leagues and help them in Busch Stadium. And a bunch of the directors must have got together and they said, the Macho Man ain't doing it right now. I got my pink slip and I was out. And what happened right there is that in my mind, it was a setback because I wanted to be the Major League Baseball player. I wanted to be the biggest star in the big leagues. I wanted to be the #1. I wanted to be the legend of all time. I wanted to be better than Babe Ruth. And all of a sudden, the realization that I wasn't going to be that. Boom. But what I did is I hooked down with the Cincinnati Reds, and I played a year and a half with them, and then went to Chicago White Sox, where I became the first player ever to be ambidextrous in ways that I could switch hit and switch throw. I could hit and throw with both hands. And nobody's done that since Paul Richards back for the old Baltimore Orioles. And that gave me real, lots of write-ups. Macho Man throws with both arms, man, comes in, oh man, it's real big. In 1975, the spring of 1975, playing with the White Sox, I came in my locker one day to put my uniform on and go out in the field and hit baseballs like I want to do. And my uniform wasn't in my locker. It was not in my locker. And I said, where's my uniform? Where is my uniform? My uniform is not in my locker. And coach came over to me and he said, hey Randy, no fans in the clubhouse. You're no longer property of the Chicago White Sox. And I said, well, I can't say it on TV, but I was hot. I was real hot. And I decided, man, I said, if I can't play baseball, nobody's not going to play baseball. So I made some threats like I was going to burn down the clubhouse, which they wrote about the next day in the paper. But I didn't do that. I took my bats and busted them against a tree. The realization did not get hurt. See, that's what people say, man, I got hurt or I was going to get married or something. There's always an excuse. I didn't make it. I made it real far, and I was a real good athlete and a heck of a baseball player, but not to the major leagues. I didn't do it. So I went into professional wrestling. And what I did in professional wrestling is use that same attitude and found out that it was a blessing that they took the uniform out of my locker. And it's great for the history of professional wrestling because it is now known 100% all over the world that the Macho Man Randy Savage is the greatest professional wrestler of all time.